Hi. Okay. My name is Allison Van Raden. I am an intuitive, clairsentient coach for mostly women who want to transition into a different line of work that feels more fulfilling to their lives. I have many ways of accessing information through astrology, numerology, energy healing work that I do, tarot, oracle. So I have many animal connections. There's many ways it comes in. Essential oils, crystals. If you would like a private reading with me and you're interested in that, I'll leave the information down below. I have a website, AllisonVanRaden.com, that you can go to, and then I'll leave my email address as well. I do long distance energy healing too. So kind of my specialty is like a 10 to 20 minute tarot oracle reading. And then I do like a 45-minute or so, 40-minute energy healing, removing blockages, with whatever kind of came up in the reading. So that's kind of my specialty, but there are many different things that I can do for you. So I do want to talk to you about the medical medium books before I get started. Anthony Williams, who's on Instagram, and you can find his videos there. I would highly recommend buying his books on Amazon. They're not expensive at all. It's like they're encyclopedias of very high vibration, light guidance on health. Any kind of health issue you can possibly think of are in his books. He has 2 new ones coming out called the Brain Saver and also the Brain Saver Protocols. So those are coming out pretty soon. You want to pre-order them, otherwise it will be months and months and months before you'll have the ability to have access to them, because they go so fast. They can't even print them fast enough. So check out these books. They're really amazing. And one great thing to add to your life, even if you do nothing else, is celery juicing. So I have this omega juicer here specifically for celery juice, although I do like to juice cucumber juice as well. It's super refreshing and hydrating for the body. But the omega juicer is amazing to juice celery with. You just drink it down in the morning and it's incredible. Like in these books, you'll understand more about, what celery juice does. But a couple of things is it detoxes the mercury out of the brain from various things that we put into our systems. And it cleanses the intestinal tract, and, it alleviates skin issues from psoriasis to, all kinds of mysterious illnesses as well it can. So I would highly recommend adding the celery juice, and it's really refreshing. You feel so light and clean, and you just feel way more energized. So I would definitely add that to your life. And for the younger women, stop drinking so much coffee, okay? Stop drinking caffeine as best you can. Maybe just cut back for, most of the week. If you really need it, like I always just say, okay, cut back as much as you can, little by little and more and more. And when you start to use these other things in your life, like lemon water and celery juice, different kinds of vitamins from Vimergy, which he'll talk about in his videos as well, and I've spoken about them previously, you will start to feel like you don't want these other things in your body. So I highly recommend it. Okay, so a couple things I want to talk about before I do a reading is, I want people to understand a couple different ways to shift energy. Now, we are energetic beings. So, our individual bodies are like a tuning fork. So tuning forks, you can look them up and Google them. They're like these metal, like kind of fork-like things that you ding together lightly and you put around your ears and your body, and it shifts the frequency. They're pretty amazing, actually. But we're individual tuning forks. So even when we're, out and about and connecting with other people, we are healing one another through kindness. It's not through being cruel. Those are people you want to stay away from. Cross the street. But we are individual tuning forks. And so when you get, a reading done or you have energy healing done, as much as, all of those things are amazing, the person who does those things you have to factor that in as well. So whoever you're getting a reading from or an energy healing from, you want to factor that in, because that person's energy may be exactly the kind of energy you need to heal. And it may just be from that connection. It's, it's very fascinating to me because, I've been doing this for a very long time and have gotten lots of energy healing treatments done and readings. And it is very individual who you get the treatments from and the readings from. So, it's kind of like just tune into like, oh, that person feels in resonance, like that feels light to me. I'm gonna choose that person. Go with your first sort of instinct, because sometimes, there's a lot of healers and readers out there who aren't, stepping out of the closet and not fully in the light, like showing everybody all their gifts, right? Who may not have, 1 million followers or even a website possibly. It doesn't mean they're not amazing healers. So just keep that in mind, when you're choosing your, reader or your energy healer, keep a couple of those things in mind. One thing I wanted to talk about, I'm going to be doing a couple different videos in regards to relationships. So I'm going to do the first one today for women in regards to relationships. I'll do a couple different videos because it will take several videos to, well, even several videos won't complete it. But, oh, here, let me turn this thing on. Hold on. So I'll get started on that. And one thing I wanted to talk about was, in relationship to the man you choose or the partnership that you're in, it's called breadcrumbing. And I've experienced it many times in my life with different partners. And, I think the most important thing is for a woman to really recognize it pretty quickly, because, and it's not just breadcrumbing, like, let's say with money, because that's part of it. It's, does a man honor you, respect you, and show you, how he values you, how he respects you, how he loves you? Does he actually show you that? Not just saying it, but actually showing you, because there's a huge difference between saying something and actually a woman feeling that energy from a man. Big difference. And then breadcrumbing in regards to their energy. Are they avoidant? Do they avoid having intimate conversations, or do they avoid telling you how they feel? That's a really big piece. Now, listen, right off the bat, you don't want a man who's love bombing you, because that's not very authentic. That might be more of like a 3D construct in relation to what you look like or what you do for a living, that kind of thing. This is down the line a bit as you go. You want to kind of recognize, okay, am I feeling loved? Do I feel, respected and honored? And does this person value me? So, if you're not feeling those things, you can, talk about those things. It doesn't mean to just exit a relationship, but if you voice how you're feeling about a certain feeling that you're having of not feeling valued enough, and they listen and things start to shift and grow, and they're open to shifting and growing in a relationship that is expansive. But if they're not, then, and it kind of just consistently stays the same, then you kind of know, okay, I'm just going to I'm not going to like write it down and keep track, but I'm going to kind of just, as I go, consistently just sort of see, all right, what's the vibe here? So, and also, are they, sometimes men who breadcrumb, who are avoidant and they're not maybe emotionally available, may feel intimidated by you. That is a piece of something. They might feel intimidated, and may feel the need to kind of not show you their deck of cards because they're maybe afraid that you might walk out the door, or you may not have interest in them. Because, a lot of times men are trained. Men have absolutely been trained in this culture to be strong and not be vulnerable. Vulnerability is weakness. But as we're going along here, we know that that's not the case. And I think women are shifting dynamically. And I want younger women to hear these words so they don't have to go through years, decades of pain, that they could really avoid, and instead focus their energy on their creative endeavors, their dreams, their aspirations. It's really important to me, actually, that younger women, and all women really, because there's older women who this affects, a lot of women it does. But I just want to give more information and education about a lot of things that I've experienced in my own life. I have a lot of wisdom, a lot of experience, and that's valuable for you. So, those are a couple things. Sometimes when men breadcrumb, they might not feel lovable inside, and scared. It's like, whoa, this is too good to be true, or this whole package is too good to be true. Whatever it is that they may be feeling, sometimes they'll start to manipulate, and sometimes it's unconscious, but sometimes it's very conscious, and to make you feel less than, so you don't leave the relationship. Or sometimes men do that, or try and make you feel jealous towards other women, that they have so many options or something. That can be another possibility of a sign that men are kind of using the emotional avoidant tool as manipulation and, some control. We all have sides of the street that we've got to continue to clean up and become more aware of and conscious of, for sure. No one is void of that. But in this video, I'm concentrating on the connection that women are having with a particular partner, or a soulmate that's in their life currently. So let me start the reading. And I'm going to do, basically, this is going to be about the person that you're thinking of. You know, the person that's on your mind. And we'll just kind of start from there. I'm going to go ahead and pull the cards first, and then we can talk about it. So this is in regards to the person you're thinking of. Couple more cards here. Okay, so we have the Two of Cups, or the Two of Wands, and the King of Cups here, first off. So it's kind of feeling like, you know, it's like you're wanting to call in that spiritual connection, someone who actually is available, a man who is energetically available to you. It could be any sign, you know. I always kind of see it almost as any sign, because even though it's a water sign, and it could be, right? It could be a water sign. However, it also could be someone who's just sort of displaying that energy. And also, maybe they have a lot of planets in a particular house in their chart that is, you know, in a water sign in their specific charts. So that's a potential here. It seems like you kind of walked away. There's like a walking away to maybe focus in a new direction. That it wasn't feeling very fulfilling, because the last two cards here are the Eight of Cups, and then this is like the Five of Pentacles, which is the Six of Pentacles, which is breadcrumbing. That is breadcrumbing. So that's the breadcrumb card. Typically, I mean, it's kind of like, you know, they're only willing to maybe give so much, maybe. I mean, there might still be potential with this connection. But it really does kind of feel like you aren't going to settle, and that you're absolutely willing to take that adventure into a new adventure, and not sacrifice your spirit, your energy, your compassion, your love, your affection, your time. I mean, these are all things that are very precious. I mean, we life on planet Earth goes like a blip. So we want to be very clear about the potentials and, well, just what is present in the moment. And if this person is avoiding kind of what you're requesting, then you will take a new adventure. Yeah. Let's see. And, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor, which can be somebody who can be a little manipulative, a little harsh with their energy. Is kind of often what I see with the Emperor card. It's not usually like sort of a warm and fuzzy feeling often. So, it could be the fact that they're really busy with work too, and they may not have all the time, to give to you, to offer to you, that you might be seeking, let's say. It might be a time constraint thing where they're just really busy and their focus is not as balanced maybe as yours might be. Because we know, so we've got the 5 of Swords here. It's kind of like, it's like that sort of, maybe we'll come back another day kind of thing and revisit it, but that is a choice. That is an absolute choice. I do think the non-attachment, not holding on to previous partnerships is a good choice at all. If they're not in your viewpoint and they're not coming back around saying, hey, I want to work on this, or this is how I truly feel, or I wasn't totally honest with you. Could we try this again? Or can we try this? I mean, maybe it's somebody who you didn't even really know very well. I'm not quite sure about that, but so let's see what else wants to come in. Let's get some more information about the King of Cups. So we'll get more info about the King of Cups here. Yeah, so that's the 5 of Wands. So there's other people involved. It's not just you and this person. There's a lot of opinions, and they might be being swayed by other people in the connection. Some other people might feel like, what I always tell people is, I don't think it's always great to go talk to friends about potential partners, because it's so individual, and everybody has different needs and different desires and needs, and has a very different sense of what works for them in life. So, personally, I always say, don't be talking to too many people about it. But it does look like this person there's too many other people involved, too many opinions. There's too much like they think this, that person thinks that, da 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 da, and it's too confusing. And this is potentially why they're being more avoidant as well. Yeah. Okay, I'll pull one more. So what's coming in? What's a possible energy here that's coming in? What might be their sort of next potential direction or move? That's too many. Oh, by the way, I'm using these playing cards. So if you want to actually use playing cards for readings and you want to use reversals, let's say, then you can just put like a little like mark, a little like whatever kind of mark you want to put on the top part of the card so you understand the direction of the card if you want to do reversals. I don't typically do reversals, but every now and then one pops out. So what's the potential energy of this person that you're thinking of? So we've got, this is really about it's a page or a knight. So it's possibly someone who's pretty immature. It might be somebody who's pretty immature emotionally, despite their age. That's a real possibility. Kind of like maybe a Peter Pan kind of energy, where they're just sort of like, you know, never sort of satisfied with building a connection with one person, but more just sort of, you know, what's next kind of thing. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to pull two more cards. Two more cards here. And before each reading, I clean my cards. I smudge them and shuffle them, but I'm also shuffling them here. So, what do we need to know? What's hidden? What's the hidden thing that we don't understand? What's hidden here? I think we've come across a lot of hidden things already, but let's just get a little more clarity. What's hidden? Just one card, please. Yeah, so it's at this moment, it's kind of like their hidden agenda is no mending. It's sort of, at this point, there's really not a compassionate, loving perspective going on. There's no, at this point, no possibility for mending right now. It's kind of like, you know, just walking away from what isn't working in your life. And I'm going to pull one more card from the 7 Energies deck here. 7 Energies. 7 Energies deck. Okay, so what can we do here? What can we do to move forward? What's the next right action? What's the next right action for moving forward? What is the next right action for moving forward? The machine. So it's like, it's like, the putting the drop of water back into the ocean is really the image that's coming to my mind. It's letting your drop of water go back into the ocean. So it's really a time for focusing your inspiration, your gifts, your abilities, you nurturing yourself and your heart right now. It's really a time to really focus your intention inward. So whether that be through creative projects, or just, it's amazing how just being creative, even doing readings, is very cathartic for myself. It helps you and myself. So it really feels very cathartic for me. And so anything that brings about that energy of giving to the world is really important right now. And maybe that's nurturing yourself. I mean, maybe you need a break to just be like, okay, I'm just gonna nurture myself, nurture my life, take care of my health, regain energy, because building that energy source in your body over time, it's amazing how that will shift things just automatically. Things will show up. You will have a different kind of energy field to present to the world instead of, sometimes when there's grief or sadness, and all of those emotions are totally okay. But when that does occur, sometimes, it can drain your energy field, but you want to focus on building your energy field and not ruminating. Okay, that's the other thing. Stop ruminating. It doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do anybody any good. And pull cords. Okay, so it's right below your rib, and you start pulling cords, because anybody who's going to be in your life anyways will be there. It's not about pulling cords and then they're never going to show up again. It doesn't mean that. Pulling cords means pretty much unhealthy patterns and dynamics that you want to pull out of your energy field, so you no longer are continuing to be tugged and pulled by those kinds of energies. It's just, your time is precious and valuable. Use it wisely. So thank you so much. And if you would like a reading with me, go to my website. Please like and subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends. And I would love to work with you at some point if you want an individual kind of perspective and awareness of how your individual energy and life is being affected by what's going on in the world, which is quite chaotic right now with the eclipses and the Mercury retrograde. There's a lot going on, so be really gentle with yourself and tend to sort of stay inward more than outward. So anyways, thank you. All right, bye-bye.